Hello, good morning. So today we are going to continue our topic of graphing in polar coordinates. And in this topic, in the last lecture, we have done that how using the symmetry, using the table of theta and r, we can sketch the polar curve. So there we did one of the example using symmetry and table of theta and r. We did one of the question for sketching of polar curve. Here we continue to example 2, and here now again we will see how with the help of symmetry and table of theta and r we can draw the polar curve r equals to 2 sine 2 theta. Now again, so this is the second question, and to start with your step one is to check the symmetry. For checking the symmetry is your first step, that whether the given polar curve is your symmetric about x-axis, y-axis or origin. So here we first check symmetry about x-axis. For symmetry about x-axis, I am taking first point your r minus theta. I am considering first of the all points r comma minus theta. So curve is your r is equals to 2 sine 2 theta. I am writing it here. So we will put the point in the curve and we will see whether curve remains unchanged or not. So for this point you can see it is your sine 2 minus theta, and that is minus 2 sine 2 theta. So clearly the curve when we substitute the point r comma minus theta in the curve no longer remains same. So left hand side is not equal to right hand side. So point does not satisfy the given curve. Now if the first point is not satisfied, it is mandatory. You must go for the second point so as to check whether that, because we need at least one point, either it is first or second. So for the second point, I have here minus r pi minus theta. So here is the second point. Let us check it for the symmetry about x-axis. So putting it in the curve, I get 2 sine 2 pi minus theta. That is your 2 sine 2 pi minus 2 theta, and this is in your fourth quadrant, so it is your minus 2 sine 2 theta minus r, and now finally you get 2 sine 2 theta. So clearly you can see here you get the same curve in which you substituted the point. So curve does not change on substituting the point. Left hand side is still equal to right hand side. So here you have symmetry about curve is symmetrical about your x-axis. That is, curve is symmetrical about x-axis. So we got one thing, that curve is symmetrical about x-axis. Let us now move to y-axis to check whether curve is symmetrical about y-axis or not. So we consider first of all the point minus r minus theta. Curve is your 2 sine 2 theta. Then we substitute the point, you get your 2 sine 2 minus theta, that is minus r is equals to minus 2 sine 2 theta, and clearly you can see you got the same curve. Left hand side is equals to right hand side, same curve. So that is what you can say. In this case, the first point itself satisfies the curve, and hence we need not to check the other point. So symmetry about y-axis also. So symmetry about y-axis also. So the curve that you are going to plot is symmetrical about x-axis, and it is also symmetrical about y-axis. Now from here, third thing is to going for origin, to check the symmetry about origin. So before that, for origin we have got two symmetries about x-axis and y-axis. So then by default, definitely the curve will be symmetrical about origin, because when we have two symmetries, either it is with respect to x or y, curve will be symmetrical about third naturally. That is, say if you have symmetry about x-axis and origin, curve will be going to be symmetrical about y-axis also. If curve is symmetrical about, say, y-axis and origin, then naturally or definitely it will be symmetrical about your x-axis also. So in this case, you have symmetry about x-axis and y-axis. So definitely it will going to be symmetrical about origin. However, since if we have made some say mistake during checking the symmetry about x-axis and y-axis, so to get rid of that, or to just say that we haven't made any mistake, we should look for the symmetry of origin also, just to avoid any type of mistake or confusion. So no doubt it is going to be symmetrical about origin. Curve is going to be symmetrical about origin. Why? Because symmetry about x-axis and y-axis is there. But still, to avoid any mistake or confusion, let us check the symmetry about your minus r for origin. So for origin, when you put, you get this thing. For this point, you can see not symmetrical, and for the other point, you have r pi plus theta, and here r is your 2 sine 2 pi plus 2 theta, and it is in your again first quadrant. So this is sine 2 theta. So clearly you can see now it is symmetrical, and as expected, curve is symmetrical about origin. So curve is also symmetrical about origin. So whenever you have symmetry about 2, third is going to be there. However, just to avoid any confusion or mistake, we should check it mathematically also. Okay. So now step 2. After checking the symmetry, we move to step 2, where we will find the table of theta and r as per the symmetry. Since curve is, these are the things you need not to write while you are attempting question in a paper. Since curve is symmetrical about x-axis, y-axis and origin, so in this case we can take theta from 0 to your pi by 2. From 0 to pi by 2. Remember that when we were have symmetry about your x-axis, we take your theta from 0 to pi. Y-axis, if we have symmetry, we take theta from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. And for origin, we have the theta range 0 to pi by 2. So we are considering the minimum range, and that will do our work for in this case when we have symmetry. Even about origin, we take 0 to pi by 2, provided curve exists in second, first and third quadrant. So let us start with this 0 and pi by 2. So here it is your theta, and here it is your r, 2 sine 2 theta. So here we have theta 0 to pi by 2. This is your pi by 6, pi by 4, pi by 3 and pi by 2. These are the values of theta, and now corresponding values of your r are, this is your, yes, here it is. For theta 0, it is 0, you can see clearly. Then pi by 6, under root 3, 1.7 stay approximately. Pi by 4, it is 2, 1.7, and then 0. So these are the values of r corresponding to the values of theta. 0, 30 degree, 45, 60, 90, well-known values where we can easily find sine and cosine. So this is the step 2 corresponding to symmetry about x, y and origin. We draw the table of theta and r, taking theta from 0 to pi by 2. Now step 3. Sketching of polar curve. R equals to 2 sine theta using step 1 and step 2. So let us draw the polar curve. So since maximum value of r here is 2, so just to have some scaling so that we can draw the point on some scale and we get some shape of the curve. I am here having a circle. Of unit radius. Here circle of radius 2, circle of r equals to 1, circle of r equals to 2, just to have some scaling, graph on some scale. Here it is say theta is equals to pi by 4, here it is say pi by 3, here it is pi by 6, 30, 45, 60. This is 0, this is 30, 45, 60, 90, like this. So these are the arrays, and then since we need only these at least for this your question, so let us start now plotting the points. For theta 0, the value of r is 0. Theta 0, r is 0. So here it is at the origin. Now theta 30 degree. Theta 30 degree, it is 1.7. It is 1.7. So here up to here, it is 1 unit. 30 degree is this is the area of 30 degree. Here it is 1 unit. Half is somewhere here, and 1.7 is approximately somewhere here. 1.7, just more than 1.5. Now we come to the 1.5 by 4. It is 2. At pi by 4, this is the area of your pi by 2. Let me just make it correct. Yes. So area of your pi by 2 is this, pi by 4 is this one. So 2 is here, since it is a circle of unit radius 2. Then for your 60 degree, it is 1.7 again. So here it is 60 degree, area of 60 degree, and 1.7 is somewhere here, approx idea. So you got these 4 points on this plane, and now we will be joining these points by rough hand. Now say if you are not you say comfortable with these points, that you are not getting any idea as how to plot these points, then what you can do, you can take some more points. Say here you can take 15 degree, and that is your pi by 12. For your own convenience, if you think these points are not sufficient enough. Here you can take your 75 degree, that is your say 5 pi by 12, like this. We choose these values in radians. Okay, when we are computing these values in your calculator, it will be in radians. 5 pi 12, pi by 12, pi by 6. Okay, so here now we join the point. Now by rough hand, I have told you just give some curvature to the joining curve, and this is how you got the curve, joining 4 points with giving some curvature. If you see how this curvature comes, you take more points, it will automatically come. Now this is the portion that we draw using your table. Now let us use the symmetry to complete the graph. Since curve is symmetrical about x-axis, so the graph on above the x-axis will be same or have mirror image on the downside of your x-axis. So here it is your symmetrical about x-axis, so you will get something like this one. Okay, let me just draw it in proper form, like this one. Yes. See, here it is. Since symmetrical about x-axis, so mirror images on up and down of the x-axis. Whatever is on the upper part of x-axis, that will have mirror image same as the lower part of x-axis. Now second thing, the curve was also symmetrical about your y-axis. So whatever you have on the right hand side of the y-axis, that will be same on the left hand side. That is, you will have a mirror image of that same curve on the right hand side. Only then we can say it is symmetrical on y-axis. So here symmetrical y-axis means you have a curve like this one and curve like this one. Yeah. So this completes your graph of your r equals to 2 sin 2 theta. So here you can see, just with the help of symmetry and table, we need only 4 points, and then rest is done with the help of symmetry. So this is the use of symmetry in the graphing of polar curves. So this is basically called 4-leaf rows. These shapes are called 4-leaf rows. So this is done now. Okay. So now I think you will be in position to solve or plot the polar curves easily. Let us just close this graphing of polar curves with the last question, r square equals to minus sine 2 theta. And for this question, okay, sketch the polar curve. Sketch the polar curve. For this question, we have already computed the symmetry. Okay, so symmetry we have already computed, and because while we were discussing the symmetry in the beginning, then there we did same example. So symmetry, it was about origin. It was about origin. We did it in earlier example while we were discussing the symmetry. There we did this question and it was symmetrical about origin. Now part B, that is about your table. Since symmetry is about origin, so theta by default should be from 0 to pi by 2, as we have discussed. By default, theta should be 0 to pi by 2. However, you can see r square is equal to minus sine 2 theta is equal to basically r equals to plus minus sine minus of sine 2 theta. So minus of sine 2 theta is under the root. Now from clearly you can see theta 0 to pi by 2 sine 2 theta is positive, hence under root minus sine 2 theta or r does not exist. It is imaginary, so it does not exist. That is, curve is not there in the first quadrant. That is why we are not getting any real value of r for that theta. So this is the case where I was telling you earlier that in case you have symmetry about origin, then it is not necessary that you will be going always with theta 0 to pi by 2. It can be possible that curve is not available or present in first and third quadrant, hence or it is present in the second and the fourth quadrant, and accordingly you have to change your range of theta. So clearly you can see r is not defined from 0 to pi by 2. So here we take theta from pi by 2 to pi. We shift to your second quadrant. So here, even if say I am just here plotting the other values also, 0, pi by 2. So 0, 0, pi by 6 not defined, pi by 4 not defined, pi by 3 not defined, pi by 2 0, 2 pi by 3 plus minus 0.93, 3 pi by 4 135 degree plus minus 1, 5 pi by 6 plus minus 0.93, and then pi it is 0. So clearly you can see here you do not have values for in between 0 to pi by 2. Curve is not there. So we shift to this range of theta pi by 2 to pi. So let us see, since it was plus minus, so we are also here getting plus minus. So let us see now how the graph comes out to be here. Since the maximum value of r is 1, so let me take here 1. This is the circle of unit radius. Okay, this is. And now the angles are 90. This is your pi by 2, 120, 135. So this is your 135 array, and downward it is minus 60. And then you have 45. Then you have here 120. So it is here. Then you have 150. like this. So this is 120, 120, 135 and 150, array of 150. So if I want to write it, here it is 2 pi by 3, 3 pi by 4 array, 5 pi by 6 array, and this is 5, this is pi by 2, array of pi by 2. If I am taking R positive, and on this fourth quadrant, this is minus 30, minus 45, minus 60, minus 90. Okay, so let us start. Pi equals to 0, pi by 2 value is 0. So point is here at the origin. Now 120, it is plus minus 0.93. So let us take first R positive or 120. So this is the array of 120. 0.9 is somewhere near to 1, so it is 0.93 approximately. Say. Okay. Since you are at origin looking in the direction of 120, you take R positive, it is here. But if you take minus 0.93, if you take R negative, you are at origin looking in the direction of 120 and R is negative, you will go backwards. You will go backwards, and this will be 0.93 somewhere here. Minus 0.93 corresponding to 2 pi by 3, 120 degrees. Then you have next point is 3 pi by 4, 135. It is plus minus 1. So plus 1 is here. Because you are in the direction looking at the origin, looking in the direction of 135. So R positive here and R is negative, then it is here. Then 150. 0.93, this is the array 150, so this is your 0.93 somewhere here, and this array negative, if 0.93 is negative for 150, it is somewhere here. Okay, so this gives you the points that we have taken from theta and table of theta and R. Now let us complete the graph. So here you go like this one and complete this, and then you go like this one and complete this one. Okay, so this is the graph of your R square is equal to. So here you did not use the symmetry. The reason being because R is equal to plus minus. So whatever we were having the point on the second quadrant, we were getting same its mirror image in the fourth quadrant. So that is why here we need not to use any symmetry, and the graph itself comes out to be, full graph comes out to be only just from the values of theta and R, because R was plus minus. So this is your graph for R square equals to minus sine 2 theta, and that tells you that even in case when your symmetry about origin, sometimes it may be possible that you have to shift the value of theta from 0 to pi by 2 to the other quadrant, that is pi by 2 to pi. Okay, so with this your graphing in polar coordinates is complete now. Now we can come back to the topic from where we have left, and that was your double integral. Earlier we did double integrals in Cartesian form. How we can find double integrals in Cartesian form we have done in detail, and now we are shifting to double integrals in polar form. And I have told you that why we switch to polar form, because the reason of integration on the basis of which we usually have the limits of integration are sometimes or in some cases are difficult to plot in case of Cartesian coordinates, or in sometimes for the curves in Cartesian coordinates. However, if we switch those curves or plot those curves in polar coordinates, then that region of integration or the bonding curves become easy to plot. So that is why we switch to polar form. So let us here see some of the results according to one of the version of Fubini's theorem. the double integral of function f r theta bounded by region R is the region where theta varies from alpha beta are constant value sum, and R is a function of your theta. R is bounded by some curves given by in terms of theta. So here is the limits of theta, here are the limits of R. So is given by, then the double integral of the function f r theta bounded by this region is given by r f r theta dA is equal to, it is given by theta is equal to alpha to beta, r is equal to g1 theta, g2 theta, f r theta, and here dA or dx dy is replaced by r dr d theta. So here we have the double integral in polar form in this required form. That now the limits of integration are in terms of r and theta, where theta the limits of integration are constant, whereas the limits of integration of r, since r will be the curve given in terms of theta, so the limits of integration of r will depend upon theta. And here the function whatever we have been given to plot the whose double integral we have to find, and finally dA, that is dx dot dy, is replaced by r dr d theta. So this is replaced by r dr d theta. Here we always have to take this order because the limits of r dr d theta is the order we are going to integrate. Why? Because r will be given in terms of theta. So we have to first compute the limits of integration of r and then theta. So here I have a full proof of this, that how you got this dA, that is you were writing earlier as either dy dx or dx is equal to r dr d theta in your polar coordinates. So we are not going for the proof of this thing, we are just considering the this result, and we will use this result as such in the question. For checking that how it has come, you can check the books where it has been given in proper detail, as how from Cartesian, when you convert Cartesian to polar, how this dA or dx or dy changes to your r dr d theta. Okay. Now next is your area in polar coordinates. So the curve is same, the curve or region of integration is going to be same whether you plot in Cartesian or in polar. The difference is that in Cartesian sometimes things become difficult, so we switch to polar. So region of integration is same whether you plot it in Cartesian or in polar. So area, so the area of closed and bounded region, closed and bounded region are in polar coordinates, is given by r, whatever the region closed and bounded is given by simply, there you have your, in the Cartesian coordinates you have simply fxy equals to 1 and dA. Here since dA is equal to r dr d theta, dx dy is equal to r dr d theta, so that is why area comes out to be r equals to, double integral over the region r dr d theta. So be careful about this, here it is r also. So next comes, so these are the main two things that we will be doing in polar coordinates. So now come to the main concept, that how to integrate in polar, coordinates. So if you have got an idea that how we integrate in terms of your, when we were having double integrals, in case of your Cartesian coordinates, the same thing will be happening here. But no doubt there are some, you say, things that we must be careful while we are finding the limits of integration in case of polar. Otherwise the strategy is same. There is a bit difference, but the overall you can see scenario will remain same, that we will be considering some imaginary line crossing through the region. So our concept, overall concept will be same, with this, some little bit changes and some precautions we have to take. So let us start with an example. First sketch the polar curve. Sketch the polar curve. R equals to 1 plus sine theta with all salient features. That is, you have to check symmetry, draw the table, and hence find the area of the region. Find the area of the region cut from first quadrant by R equals to 1 plus sine theta. So here it is your question. First part with the sketching of the curve, then from that curve we need to find the area of what? The region of the curve we have drawn, but only the region that is cut from the first quadrant. So we have to first plot this, then we have to find the area of the region cut from the first quadrant. Region means the region of the polar curve that is coming in the first quadrant. So let us see now first that what is the graph of polar curve R equals to 1 plus sine theta. Let us start first with, as usual, with symmetry. So step 1, symmetry. While attempting in paper, it is not necessary to you write symmetry. Just start with your x-axis. So first, it is your x-axis. So let us have the 2 points. First is your r minus theta. Here r 1 plus sine minus theta. So 1 minus sine theta. So clearly it does not satisfy. Curve is r equals to 1 plus sine theta, and put in the curve point, we get r equals to 1 minus sine theta. Other point is minus r pi minus theta. You have minus r, then you have 1 plus sine pi minus theta. So this is equal to 1 plus sine theta. Again, it does not satisfy. The curve, because curve is r equals to 1 sine theta, and we are getting on substitution of point, we got the curve minus r equals to 1 plus sine theta. So no symmetry about x-axis. Then we switch to y-axis. And here you have minus r minus theta, first point. So minus r minus theta, you can substitute it here. You get minus r is equal to, curve is your r equals to 1 plus sine theta. This is the curve. You substitute this point here, you get 1 minus of sine theta. So minus r is equal to 1 minus theta. Again, it is not. Let me write it properly so that minus sine theta. Yes, it is. Clearly you can see, again, this point does not satisfy. This point does not satisfy. We must go for the second point. And second point is your r pi minus theta. Yes, r pi minus theta. So substituting this point, you get r1 plus sine pi minus theta. Yes, here you get the required thing. Yes, here it is. R equals to 1 plus sine theta. So clearly it satisfies. So here you get the point which satisfies the curve. So symmetry about y-axis. So clearly you can see now you have symmetry about x-axis, no symmetry about x-axis, you have symmetry about y-axis. Now before going to origin, When there is a case, something like that, if you do not get the symmetry about x-axis and you have symmetry about y-axis, then it is natural, as we did in the earlier case, or definite, that you will not have the symmetry for the third case, that is origin. Or if you say you first compute y-axis and then compute origin, you have say symmetry about y-axis, you do not have symmetry about origin, then you are not going to have symmetry about x-axis. Why it is so? As we did in the earlier case, when you have two symmetries, third symmetry will be definitely there. So if you have the symmetry about origin, say in the case, if you are going correct, doing the calculation correct, then you have made some mistake while calculating symmetry about x-axis, because that is also going to be there. If you have symmetry about y-axis, at least in this case, and say you got the symmetry about origin, then you have made some mistake while calculating symmetry about x-axis, because if you have two symmetries, third symmetry is going to be there. So for origin, it is not going to be symmetric. But just to avoid confusion, just to avoid that we haven't made any mistake, we should calculate it mathematically. We shouldn't be, yes, we have an idea, extra layer that of knowledge that yes, it is not going to be symmetrical because x-axis was not symmetrical, curve was not symmetrical of x-axis, if we have done the calculation correct. So origin, for origin the points are minus r minus theta. So minus r equals to 1 plus sine theta, does not satisfying. Second point is your r pi plus theta, so sine pi plus theta. It is in third quadrant, and third quadrant it is negative. So clearly you can see no symmetry about origin, as expected. But we must do mathematically just to avoid any confusion or any calculation mistake. So say if we have got the x-axis there, by mistake we have done that x-axis is also symmetrical and y-axis is also symmetrical, then in the case if we have done this correct, which is not symmetrical, then it will point us that we have made some mistake either in x-axis by checking the symmetry about x-axis, or we have made mistake by checking symmetry about y-axis. So we must be careful about these points. Now, table of theta and r. This is your step 2. Table of theta and r. Since symmetrical about your y-axis, since r is equals to 1 plus sine theta is symmetrical about y-axis, so range of theta will be taken from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Yes, here is the range we will take. So let me just write, because I have to now draw the table and graph. Let me draw the graph on the same page. Let me just make the thing a little bit compact. Since r equals to this is symmetrical about y-axis, so theta, the range of theta will be taken minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 for the table. So here I am writing the values theta, and here it is r equals to 1 plus sine theta. I am trying to do the same question or graph this polar curve in the same page. That is why I am just writing it here. On the one side, pi by 2 it is 0, minus pi by 3 it is 0.134, minus pi by 4 it is 0.293, minus pi by 6 0.5, 0 it is 1, pi by 6 1.5, pi by 4 1.707, pi by 3 1.866, and pi by 2 it is 2. Yes. So here are the values corresponding to your given range of theta, minus pi by 2 to pi. Now come to the graph of the given function, polar curve. maximum value of r is 2. So for the sake of scaling, I am taking here this is 2 units, this is 2 units. So this is in the paper. It is not necessary for you to draw this thing. I always used to draw this so that graph can come to whatever I want to. Otherwise that will not appear, but I am plotting the graph. This is not coming to the line, just here. Here it is. Okay. Now here we have the values minus pi by 2 to, okay, just here, it is not coming out properly. Yes, here it is now. Now these are 45, 30, 60, minus 45, minus 30, minus 60, because it is minus pi by 2 to minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. That is why I am taking minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 arrays on just first and the third quadrant. Now let us start. Minus pi by 2, you are at origin looking in the direction of downward. This line minus pi by 2 is here. So but r is 0. R is 0, so you are at origin. Done. Now minus 60. Minus 60 is this array. Minus 60 is this array, and minus it is 0.13. So minus 60, you are looking at the origin, looking in the direction of minus 60, and then r is 0.13. So somewhere very close to origin, Then minus pi by 4. This is the area of minus pi by 4. Minus pi by 4, and it is 0.293. So somewhere here. Just approximation. Minus 30, 0.5, minus 30 is here, and half is your half. This is 1 unit, then half is your somewhere here. Half is somewhere here. Just an approximation. Then 0, you are at origin, looking in the direction of 0, and then r is 1. So it is 1. This is 1. Now 30 is this array. This is 1.5. 1 unit is here. Second unit is here, so it is 1.5 somewhere in the middle. Now next is your pi by 4. This is the area of pi by 4, 1.7, approximately somewhere here. Pi by 3, 60 array is here, 1.86, somewhere here. Okay, and then pi by 2 it is 2, it is here. So these are the points we got using the table of r and theta. Now let us join these points with rough hand and see what the shape we are getting. Okay, we got this shape. Let me just make it a little bit correct. Okay, this is, yes. So this is the shape of the polar curve r equals to 1 plus sin theta that we obtained using your values of r and theta from the table. Now let us complete the other half of this polar curve using symmetry. Since the curve is symmetrical about y-axis, so whatever we are getting on the right hand side of y-axis, it must have a mirror image on the left hand side of y-axis. So this curve on the bottom or the downside of your x-axis, that will be replicated or mirror image. It will be like this one, and the upper half that will go like your this one. Yes, and this completes your graph. So this graph from table. From table we draw, and this from symmetry. We draw it using symmetry about y-axis. So this completes your graph of r equals to 1 plus sin theta. And then one part of this question is complete now. That is, you have sketched the part or sketched the r equals to 1 plus sin theta. Next is to find the area of the region cut from the first quadrant. So clearly you can see here. If say I draw it here. If I draw it here, say in just without any scaling, like this. These are again a cardioid shape, hard shape. So here you can see he is saying area of the region cut from the first quadrant by this curve. So this region is basically this one. This is the region cut from the first quadrant. So this is the region that we got from the curve we have sketched in polar coordinates, and now we have to find the area of this region, say R, area of this region R that is cut in the first quadrant by the polar curve. And that we will do in our next lecture, where we will also see that how we find the limits of integration from the region of integration. Okay, till then, thank you, thanks a lot.